Margaret in Windsor, and I wanted to do one more tape. It was something I didn't get on the last one. That's my real name. I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace in 1941 and brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given the name of a dead twin, Peggy Dempsey and Carl Dempsey. Both of them were really dead. They were killed by their mother. They were born out of wedlock, and my identity was stolen, and that's the name I grew up with, and I still have to use Peggy Ann Childers. I married a Childers. The reason I'm making this is I give you a little background, but I wrote a medical malpractice book, and it involved mind control. Back 76 to 80, April Fool's Day of 80, I had antifreeze put in me and should have died. Larry Flynn, I'm naming him, most people know him, was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia while I was doing the book in Marietta, and the person that shot him and killed his attorney and shot Mr. Flint was programmed to shoot and kill. And later, in 83, Mr. Flint flew me out to his Bel Air home at that time twice, and he helped me in a political campaign. Now I'm going to jump to getting my job shut down, everything, and I came to Roanoke, Virginia, where I am now, in October the 20th, I believe it was, of 86. And I lived on the Appalachian Trail. I starved, I froze, I walked up and down the highway. Everybody watched because they were afraid of the law enforcement and agencies that are behind all this. It's the people that sold out. As long as they're living good, they're going to continue. And this is what I wanted to add to my last tape. What happened in all this, they would get people's participation because everybody's got something to hide, and they would get something on them. And drop charges or lessen the charge, etc., if the person complied. They get stuff on whether it's corporation, whether it's apartments like affordable corporate suites or any place that rents. Everybody infringes on the law, or their kids had a drug, found doing drugs, etc. So they would get stuff on them and make a deal with them if they would help out in what's being done to me, which is illegal. Most of the time it's assault with intent. It's all kinds of crimes. It's almost walking through life. And I didn't commit any crimes unless you can call being born a crime, and who I am. And the people that kidnap me are the ones I'm paying for their crimes. But anyway, I wanted to add this because in all of this, it's kept me homeless. When I managed to get some money, I live in a motel most of the time, or I've lived in Section 8, 4 of them, because they were gotten, it's someplace I could get, and when I got them, the same thing happened, and that's federal. So you're getting into the law enforcement can reach out and get to just about anybody. So same thing was used to make me sick and move and break leases. I always paid my rent on time. Never behind, nothing like that. But they would sump me with chemicals toxic through the air conditioning unit, or have, if it was a motel I'd stayed in, affordable corporate suites is kind of a motel. The mates would come in and they were told to say their jobs or their kids or etc. or the retirement, the managers, Gene Croft, I can name a list of them. And they would go comply to keep their jobs, health benefits, you name it. But they would go in and soak my beds to where I would just about die. I was either washing or laundering my sheets again, or clothes, or etc. So I don't want to keep on. I mean, my health is so bad. I'm allergic to chemicals, and that's what they've done to me. They've run me and destroyed my life, but my immune system attacks itself, and it causes mass inflammation, and over years and times, if you're exposed to it, the inflammation tears your kidneys, your lungs, your liver, your heart, everything apart, your veins. Now then, I gave on the other videos. I've done videos about the mind control murders that were deliberately done in patterns. And I've been doing this for a year, but I come into where I'm at now, and I put this on the tape, and it used to be Travel Rest here in Troutville. And I paid the rent. I came in on Saturday, the 2nd of August. Paid the rent on time every time. And the same thing has happened here. I've been soaked in chemicals, toxic. There's no need to tell them. The maintenance guy is now, the last 2 weeks, up at the office, and he's running things that it would appear. But, I'm not even going to get into that anymore. I'm just about dead. You're talking to the wall, because when you don't have to pay for your crime and the law enforcement are asking you to do it, it's shocking how people will turn out. And if you can't get an attorney, if I had an attorney that worked for me, or an attorney, well, of course you want them to work for you, they could lay this out in court, and it would make them look like who they are: crooks, killers. It's a new look on people. It's almost like, what would you do? But then you add to it, if you didn't have to pay for your crimes. What I wanted to add to this last, I didn't put it on, where I'm at, the people around here, the Patels and Shaws, in 84, when I first started living, 92, up on the Appalachian Trail, the Shaws and Patels had bought, they're over from India, and they had bought land and motels around off I-81 in Troutville, a few of them, and up in Roanoke, and not far from here. And over the years, I'll tell you what one of them told me in 94, when I'd managed to get a live-in and save money. I moved in, paid a month, and he came in a couple of days later and was going to remodel and all that, which would have made me so sick I couldn't stand it. I called the cops, and the cops told me that I would have to leave or they'd arrest me. I couldn't believe it. Well, I do after all that's been done to me, but the person's from India, and I'd paid him the month's rent. He would not return it. The cops wouldn't make him. The cops said, you're the one that's going to have to leave. I've done nothing. I still haven't. They have done everything in the book to me and broken laws every day, assault, you name it, with me pleading for my life, really. And I'll quote what I think his last name was Patel, to be exact. He said to me when I had to leave and lost everything I'd put back together, he said, we're citizens of this country now. We have to do what they tell us to do. Now I want to jump to today. When I went to the office again, I'd only asked them a couple times to come and check because I know that they already know what's going on. It's pre-done. And I try to leave and go to another state, and I'm run back here. But I'm just going to go to this. There was, and I like them. That's the thing, but the housekeepers, and the people here have become quite wealthy. Let me say that, the people from India. They own just about all the motels, hotels, nice, around Roanoke, and I don't know where else in the state, but here in Troutville, it's the land, too. Next to the interstate, the land is where the money is that they've acquired. But what was said to me reminded me of all of the things they get on people and make early. They have options. They don't have to break the law and comply, but it's their green cards. If they aren't citizens of this country, well, then they can send them back. So they go along with it. And I'm going to go back to Dr. Phil, who I admire. I really do, but I couldn't understand. A few days ago, he said he didn't believe in conspiracies. I thought, my God. And my husband told me I was naive and not streetwise. Come on, this has been one of the biggest conspiracies that's ever been hatched. And I could finish that, but I won't. I'm fighting for my life, and my only out's putting it on Facebook and putting it on YouTube. And it doesn't seem to have gotten me anywhere. I want to say this. The Patels and Shaws had their pictures taken a couple of months ago with Martin Warner. I don't know that Goodlatte was in it. John Edwards is the senator here. And Goodlatte, I don't know if he was in the bunch or not. but they become well